Good morning. Hello. Welcome to another edition with Mamlaka Broadcast Network. And I am your host for today, Ambassador Veronique Lawson, coming to you live right here from our local studio in Savannah, Georgia. Please, can you tell me where are you tuning in today? Where are you tuning in? Where are you watching? We are in today for another edition with the topic Kingdom, Commonwealth Economy and Access, Part 3. Wow. Thank you very much. Kingdom, Commonwealth Economy and Access, Part 3. This is a Part 3, and this is also in the ministry of applying principle way to success. Welcome, my beautiful twin queen sister, Marianne, all the way from Canada. How are you, darling? I know it's cold there. You better have to come and visit me. And as you know that MBN stands for constructing the worldly fact with the kingdom through the original. So you know that. So once you tune in on MBNT News TV is constructing the worldly fact with the kingdom to the original. So today, as we construct the worldly fact with the kingdom to, we are actually just going to continue on this. Welcome, my handsome husband, my City. How are you? Thank you for cheering your wifey for life here. So I will be continuing on where I stopped last time. I talked to you about how the Kingdom Commonwealth Economy, how instead of telling the people God bless you when you have been blessed, then you yourself have to bless, because we have this thing we have this thing in the believer, or maybe let's say in the Christendom. People say, okay, you have a problem. People say, yeah, we were going to pray that God bless you. No, you may be the solution to the person. So sometimes we say, okay, God bless you. No, pray for that person, or don't go pray for that person. Just issue what the person, or you could solve the solution. You could solve the problem right there that the person had. Welcome, Ambassador George Abraham, all the way from Germany. How are you? Welcome, beautiful Queen Annette Ruggiero. Love it. I know it's cold in Colorado, but you better have to come and visit me. I told you that you have to come and visit me. So let's continue on this series. Kingdom, Commonwealth, and Economy and Access. Action is better than speech. Remember that. Action is better than speech. Action is better than speak. Action is better. I feel that yesterday, Ambassador George was actually talking about word, how our word frame ourselves. So today, we're going to touch on the curse of eternity. You may ask me, but what about curse? What does that curse come from? We're going to find it today. In the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10 through 12, which I may not read because for the sake of time, but you could put that one place there, the moderator, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10 to 12. God actually talked about the money there. And it talked about how people use it to do something. So the above verse says that it does not benefit you, but in the moment you release ownership, the moment you don't say this is mine, the moment you release ownership, it benefits other. Remember, once God blesses you, don't keep it for yourself, because the blessing is not for self. The blessing is for you to be not a reservoir, but you to be a river to bless other people. So then, may God set us free. May God set us free from holding. I told you last time that in our world today, we have in poverty because people hoard, because people will not become a river. They're kind of holding everything to themselves, and they don't have it go out. So, love of money, the love of money is the root of all evil. Not that money is the root of evil, but the love of all money. Welcome, beautiful Queen Lacina. How are you? How are you, darling? The love of money is the root of all evil, because we never get enough from it. People always like to say, if you ask money do you need? More. How much more? Much more. So the more you get the money, what do you do with it? You do nothing, right? So wealth and hoard equal means you are compared to an evil person. Wealth and hoarding your wealth, that means that you are not giving, you have not received your wealth to distribute to others, but you hoard it to yourself, means that you are equal to an evil person, according to Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 10 and 12. Hoarding means piling up. You pile up, you pile up, you pile up, and not using it. You saving, you save just to look at it and say, look at this one. But you saving for yourself, just as the word say. You see, there's one who is having enough, but he have nobody to share with. That's why Ecclesiastes said, when you have no one to share with, how can you feel that your wealth will benefit somebody if you don't share? Welcome, Ambassador James Kuniga, all the way from Mauritius. How are you, Pastor? How are you, Ambassador? So you don't need to hold things in the kingdom. Once in the kingdom of God, once God blesses you with something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's just for you. You begin to ask yourself, okay, you could ask the Father back, what do you want me to do with this? Show me the person that I could bless. That's how you pray, and then the Father will begin to open the door for you, and you begin to see people that you could inject something in their ministry. You could bless this one with this one. You could bless with about. People out there, they are holding everything. They have wealth, they think rich, but nobody benefit from it. So that is not good at all, and it's not what the Father is asking now. We're talking about the curse of eternity. Now, let us see the curse of ownership. The curse of ownership is still the same chapter in Ecclesiastes chapter 5, but now verse 13 to 14. That's there, Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 13 through 14. When you read it, you will see that the curse of ownership is right there. How many richest people do you know? I'm asking you a question today. How many richest people do you know? How many richest people do you know that today they are broke? How many famous people do you know that today they are broke? How many athletes, how many stars, how many artists that you know out that you could name that today they at a point of their life they were rich, they were considered rich, they were considered famous, but today they are totally broke. Why? Because of the curse of ownership. Wealth hoard is the harm of his or her owner. So if you have wealth and then you hoard it for yourself, it will end up harming you. It will not end up harming other people. It will end up harming you. So instead of you being blessed, you're going to be cursed because you hold it. Because you say, this is my wealth. This is my stuff. This is this one. I will not give to no one. Even like that, I will not give. So you see people, when if you read in the newspaper, you will see people who die. I remember this great fashion designer, the French one. He died, and then they say that he put all the money to his dog. Can you imagine that? Karl Lagerfeld. Remember Karl Lagerfeld? Even though he will live in France, but originally he's from Germany. Karl Lagerfeld. If you check that one, you see that Karl Lagerfeld, when he dies, he left all his wealth to a dog. You think that a dog can benefit, can do something with everything that Karl Lagerfeld has, that money and everything to a dog? What is it? That's a curse. That's truly a curse. You could never hold what is not yours. Because once God blesses us, it's never for us. We have to make it clear. It's never for us. You can only use what it is not yours. But many people, instead of using it, instead of being a river, they become a reservoir. So therefore, they become poor, they become stressed, they become depressed, they become broke. Why? Because the wealth that they have is not profiting anyone, any other human being. They are not philanthropic. And sometimes even some people will say they're philanthropic, but when you see what they invest the money into, it's not really philanthropy. Because the money they invested in a thing that maybe is an eugenics. That means that maybe they invest the money into a clinic that they will cause abortion. For me, that is not philanthropy money helping humanity. That's philanthropy money destroying humanity. So again, that's a curse. Ecclesiastes again, chapter 5, verse 15. In that verse 15, say most people are living that way today. When you read verse 15 on the Ecclesiastes chapter 5, most people are living that way today. They toil every day, they toil all week, they toil all month, and what they get is angry and frustration. And as a result, because they don't know God, because they don't fear God, He took everything from the wicked and gave it to the righteous. And they get angry, they are frustrated, and because the check because the check went direct to the bank, to the collateral. And so from your check directly to the collateral. So you working to pay something else. You working to do other things. It's not what God has called us into a kingdom to do or to be. He said, beloved, I wish above all that you should prosper even as your soul. That means even as you prosper in me, as the amount you prosper in God's kingdom is so how your prosperity, material prosperity will be. That is the wake-up call for every kingdom citizen. Remember, I'm not talking about Christian because remember that we are not Christian. I'm talking about kingdom citizens. Remember that you always have a dual citizenship. The first citizenship that you have is the kingdom citizenship. It's not even your birth family citizenship or your nation. But maybe you don't know Yeshua, the Messiah. But once you come to know Yeshua, the Messiah, then that citizenship is automatically renewed. And then after, your other citizenship is the legal nation where you were born in, or maybe that nation who actually adopted you as a citizen, like me. I got almost 3 citizenship. But the best one for me is the heavenly citizenship that I have. I don't care about my Swiss citizenship. I don't care about the Cameroonian citizenship. I don't even care about the American citizenship. I don't care about the French citizenship. I care much about the kingdom citizenship. That is my value right there. So God is saying to you today, your system is broke. The system of this world is broke. The system of our nation is broke. The system of our nation is not working and can't help his people. So because we are dual citizens, which is very good for us, if the system in which we live is broke, what we do, we just go to the next, we just go to the best system. We will never be broken. And the best system who will never be broken is a system of God. The system of God will never be broken. It's always at abundance, always enough, always overflowing. It's a continuation. So your whole self into a system. You need to take out your whole self. Take yourself out from the system of this world and plant your whole self into his kingdom. And that depends on you. That does not depend on God. God really, he wants us to be all in his kingdom. So the Commonwealth now, we're going to talk about Commonwealth versus ownership. You have Commonwealth in one hand, you have ownership in the other hand. The principle here is what? There is no private ownership in the kingdom. Remember that. In the kingdom, there is no private ownership. Number one. Number two is what? Number 2 is that the most dangerous element in the kingdom is independence and ownership. Remember when Adam rebelled against God, what he actually did was asking independence. What he actually did was saying to the Father, listen, I'm my own owner now. So that was dangerous. Dangerous for humanity. So the most dangerous element in the kingdom are independence and ownership. Remember that. Number 3, ownership is the source of all stress in our world today. It's the source of all stress. And remember what stress causes. Stress will cause your high blood pressure will be higher. Stress will cause you to have a very high beat, and then you're going to get some other sicknesses that will continue to other sicknesses that will go to other sicknesses that will go to other sicknesses. So it's better not to own. Even though you are a business, you own a business, but call that business, this is a business that God gave me. When you say, this is the business that God gave me, this is the business I am just here managing it, then it keep yourself knowing that, okay, if anything happened, although you may be a physical owner, but in your mind, you know that this business is God's business. So when you know that this business is God's business, you just go back to God. You say, Father, there is thing in this one year that I need to be fixed. I don't know how I'm going to pay the rent tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to pay my employee the next day. So show me, give me an idea. Give me an idea. Give me something that will cause me to develop an action plan that will cause me to grow more so that your reputation will be even greater. When you do that, God begins to pour that idea in your mind. God begins to show you avenue that you may not have thought. If you say, oh yeah, this is my business. Oh yeah, you know I own 5 business. Oh, you know I own 10 business. Oh, you know I own a 50 real estate. And God is not even in your picture. Oh, really? You will end up having stress, right? Number 4. The king owns everything in the kingdom. Question to you. Are you in the kingdom? Another question to you. Is the earth yours? If the answer of those questions are yes, then you don't own anything. Although you may be having business here and there. The earth is still the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and the world and the people therein. For he, who God created it, he founded it upon the seas and established it upon the flood. So as long as we are alive and live on the earth, everything that is on the earth belongs to God. God claimed ownership over the earth, and no one can dispute that. He has no rival. He has no equal. No one can bring God to a court and say, hey, this estate belongs to me. None. So once you know that, you settle down your mind. King owns everything in the kingdom, not the people that live in the kingdom. Number 3, ownership is the source of all stress, I say. Number 4, the king owns everything in the kingdom. Number 5, any claim to personal ownership is a rebellion against the king. Any claim to personal ownership is a rebellion to the king. This is what is happening with the little cherub called Lucifer. He want to be worshipped. He want to say that he own it. He want to say that, okay, the world system is this. Remember what he came to say to Jesus? He said, I have received this one. I have received a command. So bow down, worshiping me. I will give you this. I will give you that. Remember the temptation? That was why, because Satan thought that he was the owner of the earth. Satan thought that, okay, he could use Jesus as his own, he thought that he could use Jesus as his own subject, but he didn't know that he was talking to the creator. He didn't know that he was talking to the one who created, who owned even himself. He didn't know. He didn't know. That's why he's so stupid. Very, very stupid. Number 6. In a kingdom, the citizens are user and stewards. We are only user, and we are only steward, not owner. So if I know that I'm just a user, so what I use, and I got a friend time to use what God gave me, and at a particular friend time, God will say, okay, you give that one to somebody else. I need to obey the voice. I need to give it to somebody else. Because if I don't give, that person will be in lack. Meanwhile, the thing that I was supposed to pass it on, that person is expecting me to pass it on to. And I'm still holding on to it here. So therefore, it caused the other person to be in lack. Number 7, whatever you claim to own, you will lose. Let me repeat it. Whatever you claim to own, you will lose. I gave you a key verse. That key verse set my mind in everything. When God gave me the revelation, the key verse I gave you is Psalm 24, verse 1 and 2. Thank you very much, Ambassador James. He said that this is profound. He wrote it. He's writing in French, but I could translate that one. Say profound. This is deep. He said this is deep. So the key verse that caused me to settle my mind in everything is, I gave you early, is found in the book of Psalm 24, verse 1 and 2. Once you get a revelation that God owns everything, even your body, even the breath of your nostril, everything that you have, don't claim ownership. We have a house. Yes, this is the house that God gave us. So what I do, I have to be a great steward towards the house. I need to maintain the house. I need to clean up the property. I need to make sure that if somebody come into the estate that God bless us with, then they will feel that they are in the kingdom right here. So for me to maintain everything, because I know that this is only a resource for the advancement of His kingdom. I got a beautiful car, but this is a resource for the advancement of His kingdom. It's not for me to say, okay, yeah, I got a beautiful car, it's parked in my garage, and then, this car, I own it. God blesses me with the car because He knew what I was doing for His kingdom. That's how a blessing comes. Because in my mind, I'm settled. I own nothing, nothing else. In the book of Acts, chapter 17, 24, 25, I think that book says that in Him we move and live and have all our being, if I may not mistaken. So if you know that you live in God and in Him you move, and in Him you have all your being. So what do you own? Where do you live? Are you living in Him? Are you moving in Him? Are you having all your being in Him? Or are you living outside of Him? Or are you just kind of say, I'm not that sure? Get revelation today if you are not sure. God has created everything. Everything. Even Lucifer. Therefore, He has the owner right to all. When you look at the iPhone, I purchased the iPhone. I purchased it full. This iPhone. I could say this is my iPhone. I purchased it, but the right for it is still Apple. Right? But even further down the road, the right is not even Apple. The right for it is still God. Because every resource that Apple used to produce this iPhone belongs to God. I hope that you're getting it. I'm saying every resource that Apple used to produce this iPhone belongs to God. Because the copper in the ground belongs to God. Gold in the ground belongs to God. Everything in the ground belongs to God. Nobody can claim ownership to that. He is just too good, far too good to give us things that we could enjoy. He could just give it unto us and we say, okay, we could enjoy for a period of time. Remember, beloved, Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 17 and verse 18 says, especially verse 18, says that remember the Lord, for He is the one who give you the power to get wealth. So God will make you wealthy not for you, but to prove His covenant to your forefather. To prove that this is what I say, and because I say, I will make it. God does not give us money but God give us opportunity. God does not give us a bank account furnished, but God gives us idea and to how we could furnish the bank account. God does not give us a finished product, but God calls us to speak it and it come to pass. Remember Genesis chapter 2, verse 19. God never gave a chair to Adam. God never gave a car to Adam. God never gave things to Adam, but God put the ability to Adam to name, and whatsoever Adam named, that was it. Adam names a tree. Adam, when we say today gold, it's because Adam called it gold. When we say today diamond, it's because Adam called it diamond. When we say today orchid, it's because Adam called it orchid. He gave us the ability to produce wealth. So you are poor as your idea. Let me put it that way. Veronique Lawson. You are poor as your idea. If you are poor, that means you are poor idea. God never give you riches, because rich people own things. Poor people owns nothing, nothingness. But wealthy people have ideas. I'm saying, let me repeat it for those who are writing. I say rich people. Rich people, I told you, rich people are only rich. They own things. They own things, this, that. Rich people own things. Poor people own nothingness. Nothing. Why? Because they have poor idea, therefore they have nothing. But wealthy people, they don't own bank account and all. They own ideas. Don't you know that God gave you idea maybe 10 years ago, maybe 50 years ago, maybe yesterday? But you say, oh, this is only an idea. You go share that idea with somebody else this week. And next month, you see the idea you share with somebody else this week becomes a business. You begin to say, oh, he stole my idea. Oh, I remember I shared the idea with a person, but you didn't do anything with the idea God gave you. Or you didn't understand that the idea God gave you is $1 billion, one single idea. You didn't understand that the idea God gave you, it was something that would bless 10 generations. You didn't understand it, therefore you forfeit the idea, and somebody come and take it and work it out and become wealthy. And based on one idea, the person does against something else. This is the power of idea. The power of an idea can save 10 generations. The power of an idea can bless 10 generations. The power of an idea will create your legacy. One idea. Beloved, I stopped by today just to ask you, don't be poor. Poor people spend money. Rich people save money. Wealthy people invest and grow their money. So let us stop right here today. Remember what I share with you today. The curse of eternity, the curse of ownership, and Commonwealth versus ownership. What do you need? Which side are you? You are a wealthy person. I'm speaking that to your life today. You are a wealthy person in the road of developing his or her idea to bless his or her generation. You are a wealthy person in the road where you will grow everything that God placed in your heart. You are not poor, because everybody who comes into the kingdom of God for such a time as this are all wealthy people. They are full of idea. Thank you very much, beautiful Queen Annette. Thank you, thank you. So you are a wealthy person. Remember that you are wealthy. And that because you are wealthy, begin to act upon every single idea that God placed you in your dream. Maybe you're watching a television, something just happened, you just write that idea down. And then begin to develop the idea you don't know. Today, we are coming to you live, and that was an idea in the mind of somebody to create an internet. Today we speak about social media. We speak about Facebook. That was an idea. We speak about Twitter. That was an idea. We speak about Instagram, TikTok. That was an idea. We speak about YouTube. That was an idea. Today we're speaking about you. I'm talking about you. Be the kingdom citizen, kingdom ambassador, full with idea, to invade the world system and change it for the kingdom of God's sake. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup, Ambassador James Kunigan, depuis Maurice, Île Maurice. Thank you very much, Ambassador James Kunigan from Mauritius, from the island of Mauritius. Great. So I just stepped by today. Yeah. Yes, may the Lord give us idea. He said, may the Lord give us idea. Yes, he has already given to us the dream. You go back to your dream, you check your dream. God speak through dream and through vision. Those are the two things God speak through, and today through his word, and today even through people. So what are the ideas that God placed in your heart, even now for this season, that he wants you to develop? Write it down, and work it. That's why Habakkuk chapter 2 say, write the vision down and make it plain so that the era may run with it. What's a vision? It's an idea. It's an idea. Thank you very much. It's been my privilege to share this 30 minutes with you today, the plugin. I will come back on next Tuesday with the final session on this Commonwealth Economy and Access in this series of applying the principle of the kingdom. So please stay tuned for our Thursday program with the beautiful Ambassador Gabriela coming to you live all the way from our local studio in Cameroon. And then on Friday, we also have a powerful session for you. You don't want to miss that one. I tell you, man, I am going to be the one speaking on Friday. Passover versus Easter. You don't want to miss that. At 1 p.m., Passover versus Easter. You don't want to compare Yeshua Mashiach with the bunny or with the rabbit or with the colorful eggs that become very commercial out there. So until I see you again, please stay tuned. You can follow us on our YouTube channel. Click the bell so that you could always have a notification when we come live on our Facebook, on our Rumble, our Twitter, and Instagram. And also, if you say, okay, I can't have the time to sit down and watch a video, you have a pop-in where we are in our podcast. And until I see you, let us meet all in the air, where all the eagles are. Let us meet in the air. So, bye. Bye.